Hi, today I wanted to share a flip through of a journal that I finished towards the end of last year. Now this was actually handmade, not by me, this was made by my auntie who's super crafty. She does a lot of amazing textile work and sells some of her eco bags online, so I'll leave a link to that below. Now, I actually started working in this one backwards, so this is the inside cover. I just got kind of painty and messy and played with one of my new stencils in there. And then this is the first page. Now the really great thing about this journal is that she added a few funky bits and pieces to inspire each of my pages. So for example here she stitched these circles of fabric onto the page, and then that one was a blank one, and then here she'd collaged a bunch of paper from the inside of envelopes. Here there'd been more fabric. I covered that up because I used chalk pastels and they're really messy. Oh, I really enjoyed making this page. This was using up some Christmassy tissue paper, which obviously I have to hoard it, but there's surprisingly little reasons for using Christmassy wrapping or tissue paper other than, you know, Christmas. This was another one where she'd added a bit of fabric here, and then I tried to bring the same design elements onto the other side. Again, these were bits and pieces that she added for me. I quite like the fact that I had somebody else prepare the pages, because it really helped inspire something that I might not usually create. On these pages you can tell I've just been having lots and lots of fun with my paint pens in front of the TV. The thing I love about those is that they go over any kind of paint and they stand out enough to be noticeable. Not a lot of pens do that. On this one she'd stuck down a bunch of tissue paper, and then I tried to paint over it and got some quite cool texture there. This one she stuck down the book paper, and I got grungy with some black acrylic and some glitter glue. I kind of love this page. I have an obscene amount of stickers in my sticker drawer. I just went through and collected as many stars as I could, stuck them all on a page, and then doodled a few in between, just in pencil. Here she added the flaps. There's nothing special underneath those, but it's fun to have interactive elements sometimes. I actually really like this page. So my auntie stitched the fabric down each side, so I don't know if you can see that as well, so down both sides, and then I made a butterfly like you would in school, where you just stick a bunch of paint in there and then close up your book, and then just added a few doodles over the top and some outlines, and it was like so quick, so easy, but weirdly satisfying. She added the envelope. I can't actually remember what's in there. I think it's scraps of ribbon or fabric, but I just closed it with a sticker. I might go in and use those bits and pieces at some point. One thing that I did a lot when I was working in this journal was to use up paint from other projects. So for example here, these three colours, I'd been doing 3 different pages in a different book, and when I had these leftover paints used up, I just added them to my pages. But you can bring things together in really interesting ways. Like these funky leaves, they were cut from some kind of lipstick advert, I think from a magazine, but I really love the way they all look together. Embracing the world of crazy glitter on that page, and then super doodly there. You can see that a lot of these pages are quite thin, so my paint has definitely soaked through here from the other side, but I had a lot of fun with masking fluid and watercolours on that page regardless. Here I've been practicing some hand lettering and again enjoying the glitter glue. You can tell, Bed of Roses, I was definitely listening to my power ballad playlist and Bon Jovi came on and you see what happens. Again, experimenting with my paint pens. And this one I quite enjoyed. I was challenging myself to use only metallic things, so I use my metallic outline stickers, I use metallic pens, shimmery paints, and then metallic washi tape and scraps of magazine page to create the border. And this one I was using up some odds and ends of washi tape, particularly the ones that I didn't really like, and I used those in the background and then just painted a lot of black patterns over the top. And I actually quite like how they all look now that they're just in little tiny shapes, so I'll probably use that technique again. And then that's it. Those are just some, oh god, I've got a lot of dog hair tucked in here. My pets do like to join in with my crafty dimes. This page is just, I've got some little pieces of old paint palettes stuck in. I just felt like adding a little bit of something on that back page. And there you have it, a super quick flip through of this mini journal, which is about A5. I usually work slightly bigger. But this one was nice and it was very easy to lug around with me too. So now that you've seen that, I want to show you one of the next things that I'm going to be working on. So I recently came across these fabric books in a charity shop. So these things that have the samples of upholstery fabric in them. Recently I've been experimenting with painting on fabrics, and these are just an answer to my prayer. For 99p I've got a ready bound book with a ton of pages in a sturdy fabric that I can play around, and it doesn't matter if I make a complete mess of it. So I've got this small one which is slightly bigger than A5, so it's a bit longer. I don't know if you can see, a bit longer. And then I've got a huge one which is a big square that's sort of A4 width and longer. So I can't even get that all in the frame, and yes, it's just knock into my tripod. So there's a little glimpse at my next journal experiment. I hope you enjoyed seeing a few of my pages, and I will be sharing more with you soon. And talk to you later.